All right, y'all. I absolutely love the Sacramento Kings again. This is the best I've felt about the Kings since the magical Light the Beam run from 2 seasons ago, where they were the 3 seed in the West and really one of the best regular season teams in the league. Went 7 games with the Warriors, a incredibly fun series that they did not wind up winning, but a team that felt like it had a ton of potential and was on the rise. That is the way that this Kings team feels again all of a sudden. I get they're a little older, but I don't know if that works to their disadvantage. They're not incredibly deep, but they have a lot of interesting pieces, and things have changed with their roster and with the way they're playing under interim coach Doug Christie. I'll say this: if they keep playing anything like this, that interim title needs to go away. And I think before the end of the season, Doug Christie has transformed this Kings team. And I was not a believer, I will admit, at all. When Mike Brown got fired, I was like, I don't like that decision. I don't think this is his fault. I don't think that Doug Christie's going to be able to save the day. I was wrong. And I'm willing to admit it, at least to this point. Things can always change, but from watching the Kings, and I watched a good chunk of this game tonight, and I've watched a decent chunk of some of their other games in the past week or two, they look like a different team in a lot of different ways, and the stats back it up. That's what's most fascinating, is there are a lot of different stats you can look at that just show they're playing cleaner, more aggressive, more confident, more efficient, more just across the board, significantly better basketball since the firing of Mike Brown. Obviously, they're 10-2 under new coach Doug Christie after a big win tonight, a game that they were down a significant chunk in the first half and came roaring all the way back in the second half. Absolutely dominated the second half. They win by 6, but they outscored the Warriors by 23 in the second half. Incredible comeback win, and just a win that again shows the resilience and impressive characteristics of this Kings team. So obviously it all starts with Domantas Sabonis, who might be the most underrated player in the league, and De'Aaron Fox. I think underrated. He's one of the least talked about superstars in the league. I don't know if he's one of the most underrated players in the league, but he is a great player. His numbers are ridiculous. He's leading the league in 3-point percentage. He's like 48% from 3. It's berserk. I mean, he's having a ridiculous year. DeMar was awesome tonight, 32 points, really efficiently, 3 of 6 from 3 as well. He's shooting the 3 ball more and shooting it for the season, not great, but we'll look at some more stats here in a little bit. Keegan Murray defensively has been awesome. Offensively, his 3-point shot for the most part has deserted him, which is a real shame because he came into the league as an elite level shooter. Hopefully he can refine that. Malik Monk's been great. And then my favorite player on this Kings roster is none of the guys in the starting lineup. It is Keon Ellis. 21 highly impactful minutes off the bench again tonight. I love Keon Ellis, and I think he brings a ton to the table. And that's one of the things that I think Doug Christie, just first and foremost, if you look at the minutes since Mike Brown got fired, which was December the 27th, the 28th, he only plays 13 minutes, but then he plays 19, 37, 33, almost 34, 25, 48 and a half, 23, almost 20, 30, then 11 minutes against Houston, but he got hurt in that game. So he didn't play the whole game. So that kind of takes away from it. That game almost doesn't count. And tonight, the last game against Washington, he only plays 17. Point being, look, not every single night is he playing real starter minutes, but he's playing a significant uptick in minutes from a stretch earlier in the season where for a lot of the season, I mean, early in December, he's playing 17 minutes, 19 minutes, 15 minutes. He's got a game over 30 here and a couple games over 20, but not significantly over 14 minutes, 4 minutes in a loss. Like that's 13. He's just not getting a ton of minutes. And early in the season, it was the same kind of story. A lot of these lower minute games and some higher minute games mixed in here and there as well. But he has consistently been playing more minutes since Doug Christie became the head coach. And I think he has been a huge part of the recent success of this Kings team. In general, their intensity defensively, their commitment to playing with pace, the different things that they have done lately have been really, really impressive. And so we'll come back and talk a little bit more about stats here in a second. We'll talk about the standings as well, but I want to just compare some team stats since before Mike Brown got fired and after Mike Brown got fired. So these are stats basically going up until Mike Brown getting fired this season. In pace, the Kings were 17th in the league at 99.43 possessions per game. In terms of rebounding percentage, they were 15th in the league at 50.1%, which is obviously, I mean, they're rebounding basically half the shots that are attempted. So not amazing, but not horrible either. Assist to turnover ratio isn't bad, 11th in the league at 1.9. their offensive rating and defensive rating in general. Their defensive rating was 16th in the league. Offensive rating was 8th in the league. Like overall, it's not horrible. It's not great. They were underperforming record-wise based on their net rating a little bit with the 13th best net rating in the league, but all of those stats aren't jump off the page great. Since the hiring of Doug Christie, first and foremost, you have to start with the pace. They go from 16th in the league in pace, or 17th, to 4th in the league at pace, over 2 more possessions per game. That doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. Their tenacity rebounding the ball has been better as of late as well. I mean, Domantas Sabonis leads the league in rebounding, and he has always been a great rebounder, but it's been a lot of other guys playing with that second effort as of late as well. Rebounding 53% of shots since Doug Christie got hired. The assist to turnover ratio has gotten a lot higher as well, 2.36. That's almost half an assist per turnover, better than what it was under Mike Brown. And I think that can just be attributed to more of a team-friendly style of basketball under Doug Christie. A lot of these numbers, just in general, have been significantly improved lately, and it's across the board. It's offensively, it's defensively. It's a defensive rating that's 9th best in basketball. That's the best I can remember the Kings being defensively probably in my lifetime. In all honesty, I could be wrong, but I don't know. And then offensive rating wise, they're 5th in the league. So they're an elite offensive team and an elite defensive team since Doug Christie took over. A 7.6 net rating that puts them as the 5th best net rating in basketball. This team, since the hiring of Doug Christie, is playing highly elite basketball on both ends of the court and has just been transforming the way they play. They're playing faster. They're playing with more effort defensively. They're getting it after it on the boards better. They're playmaking better as a team and playing more together as a team. It just feels like they have banded together and have played so well for Doug Christie as of late. And it's just been really, really impressive. And this is a team that was very much, it seemed like dead in the water, but now they've won 10 of their last 12. They're 22-20. Actually, I think that's before tonight's game. I think they're now 20. Well, no, maybe they are 22-20. But still 22-20, 13 games back of the 1 seed. Sure. But 2 games back of the 5 seed, a game and a half back of the 6 seed. Like, I think they might be 23-22. I feel like that's wrong. Yes, it hadn't updated. So they are 23-20. So they're only a game back of the 6 seed, a game and a half back of the 5 seed. They have a serious path to not even being a play-in team at this point. The growth that this team has experienced lately has been monumental, and it is making a massive impact on a franchise that deserves this and a fan base that deserves this. The Kings fan base is one of the most loyal in basketball. They are always incredibly loud. I love watching Kings home games because their crowd is so into it, so passionate. It is so much fun. Tonight's game against the Warriors was a blast to watch. It was high level basketball on both ends. Honestly, I thought it was one of the better games the Warriors have played in recent memory, but they were up a lot at half, and Kings just have the resilience and effort and grit and teamwork and just all the stuff you need to be a high level team. And when you have a guy who is playing like a superstar, Domantas Sabonis, 21-14, unbelievable efficiency. De'Aaron Fox is a 26 point per game, high level point guard. DeMar DeRozan, look, I get the shooting hasn't been great from 3. I want him to shoot even more of them. I mean, he's not going to shoot it great regardless, but he's got to at least be confident shooting it. Same thing with Keegan Murray. He is confident shooting it, but damn, if he could be better than 32%, that'd be nice. Honestly, Malik Monk, same thing. Kevin Huerter, same thing. Like, a lot of their wings have underperformed shooting the ball, especially Keegan, Malik, Kevin Huerter, guys like that, even De'Aaron compared to where he shot the ball the last couple of years. If some of those wings start to shoot the ball better, I mean, you're getting such high level production from Keon Ellis in his role player role, high level perimeter defender shooting 45% from 3. Like, if they can get some of these other wings to start shooting the ball better and these percentages go up, they could really be looking at a elite level offense and defense, and a sustainably elite offense, and a team that has the ability all of a sudden to make noise in the Western Conference playoffs. A couple weeks ago, I didn't think they were going to make the playoffs. Now I think they have a chance to win rounds. I mean, it has been really impressive the turnaround they've made as of late, and Doug Christie deserves a ton of credit for getting this team to buy in and play together, and they have just been awesome to watch. It is fun to watch the Sacramento Kings again, and I will fully admit when I was wrong, and I was absolutely wrong about this Sacramento Kings team. I hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back on more NBA content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.